Hey, curious minds, look around you right now. Take a second and observe your phone, your charger, your shoes, even the fan spinning above your head. All of these things have one thing in common. Turn them over and check the label. Made in China. Not just a few things, not just most things, almost everything. And here's the scary part. The world cannot replace China, even if it really wants to. Welcome back. I am your favorite Panda. Today, we are uncovering something that's hiding in plain sight, something we see every day but rarely question. China is no longer just the world's factory. It has become the backbone of the global economy. But the real question is, how did this happen? And why is no country able to replace it? Stay with me, because this video might completely change how you see global power. Let me ask you something simple. Have you noticed this pattern? Every country keeps saying the same thing. We will bring manufacturing back. America says it. Europe says it. India says it. But in reality, nothing really changes. Factories still move to China. Even after trade wars, even after political tensions, even after sanctions, China's exports actually increased. That's not normal. That's a clear sign of something deeper dependency. Now, here's the truth. Most people don't understand. China's dominance is not an accident. And it's not just about cheap labor. This is the result of a 50-year strategy. While the rest of the world focused on short-term profits, China focused on long-term control. And today, it's winning that game. Let's go back to 1978. At that time, China was extremely poor. Then, one leader changed everything, Deng Xiaoping. He opened China's economy to the world. He created special economic zones, places with low taxes, easy rules, and cheap labor. And he invited global companies. Come here, build your factories here. And the world responded. Factories started rising everywhere. But China wasn't just building factories, it was building a complete system. Now here's the real secret behind China's manufacturing dominance. This is the part most people completely miss. In China, everything is not just available. Everything is connected. Imagine this. You need steel for a product that's already being produced nearby. You need electronics components factories making them just a few kilometers away. You need skilled workers. Thousands are already trained and ready. You need packaging, machinery, or spare parts. All of it exists within the same ecosystem. And when your product is ready, it can be shipped immediately through some of the fastest and largest ports in the world. No waiting, no delays, no complex coordination. Everything flows like a machine. This is what experts call supply chain density. It means every single step of production from raw material to final product exists in one tightly connected network. And this gives China an insane advantage like speed, efficiency, and scale. A product that might take months to produce in another country can be built in days inside China. And this is the real reason companies don't leave China. It's not just about cost anymore. It's about convenience, speed, and reliability. Because once you step out of this system, everything becomes slower, more expensive, and more complicated. And that's why, even when companies want to leave China, they realize something important. They're not just leaving a country, they're leaving an entire ecosystem. But here's where the story takes a serious turn. Because China didn't just stay the cheap factory of the world. It evolved, and it evolved very fast. In the early years, yes, China focused on low-cost production, cheap labor, simple manufacturing, mass production at scale. But while the world saw China as just a place to produce goods, China was quietly learning. Every foreign company that entered China brought technology, brought processes, brought knowledge, and China absorbed all of it. It studied how products were designed, how they were built, and how they were improved. And then something changed. China didn't just copy anymore. It started improving, and then it started leading. Today, China is not just a manufacturing hub. It is a global innovation powerhouse. It leads the world in electric vehicles. It dominates the global solar panel industry. It controls a massive share of battery production. And its companies are no longer unknown names. Companies like Huawei, BYD, and DJI. These companies are not following Western innovation anymore. They are setting the direction. They are competing at the highest level. And in many areas, they are winning. This is the real shift. China didn't just become the world's factory. It became the world's competitor. And now, in many industries, it has become the world's leader. And then China scaled everything. On a massive level. Over 40,000 kilometers of high-speed rail. The largest ports in the world. Huge industrial cities built for production. This is not just development. This is industrial domination. Now the big question. Why can't the world replace China? Because replacing China means rebuilding. 50 years of factories, 50 years of supply chains, 50 years of skilled labor. Countries like India, Vietnam, and Mexico are trying, but they are still far behind. China is not just ahead, it is decades ahead. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The world depends on China, and dependency is power. If countries try to move away from China, prices increase, products disappear, supply chains break. They suffer more than China does. That's real control. And now comes the most important and the most dangerous part of this entire story. China is not slowing down. In fact, it is accelerating. While many countries are still trying to rebuild basic manufacturing, China is already investing heavily in the technologies of the future: artificial intelligence, robotics, advanced automation, quantum computing. These are not small upgrades. These are the next level of industrial power. Imagine factories that don't rely on human labor anymore, but are run by intelligent machines working 24 hours without stopping. Imagine supply chains that are controlled by AI systems making real-time decisions faster than any human ever could. This is the direction China is moving towards. And here's what makes it even more powerful. China is upgrading its entire system while still dominating the current one. So while the rest of the world is trying to catch up to where China is today, China is already building where the world will be tomorrow. And by the time other countries finally reach this level, China won't be waiting there. It will already be ahead. Further ahead, stronger than before. This is not just growth. This is strategic acceleration. And that means the gap is not closing. It's getting bigger. Remember the pandemic. Everything stopped. No chips, no medicines, no basic goods. That was a warning. Now the race has begun, but one player is already far ahead. Here's the biggest lesson from this story. Manufacturing is not just about making products. It is about power. Whoever controls production controls the economy, and whoever controls the economy controls the future. So tell me, is your country building something powerful or just watching? If this video opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and comment below. Which country should Panda uncover next? This is Panda signing off. Stay curious. Stay powerful.